Hello, in this C programming video, we are going to cover variable scope. What's a variable scope within functions. So let me implement a quick function. So I'm going to put void. I'll call it add. I'll call it adder, and let's say this literally, in here creates two numbers. Int num1 equals to 10. Int num2 equals to 5, and he prints them out. So he does printf percent %i num1 plus num2, and then we'll actually call it. So we'll say adder, save, run, and we get 15. Okay, pretty simple stuff. So what is variable scope? Well, these variables that are created here have something called, scope. And that means they can only be used within that area, that context. And the scope is the curly braces. So anything created within these curly braces, not used or assigned, but created. And because they have the keyword int, they have been created within here, cannot be used outside of it. So let me try and do this. So technically we've called adder. So you might think, okay, it's being called, therefore these have been created. Let me try doing, say, num1 equals 9, for example. And if I was to run that, we get an error. Num1 is undeclared. But it also works the other way as well. If I create a variable here, and let's call it int I, for example, and I'll try and use it in here. Let's say if I say I equals 8, and it doesn't matter whether you're trying to assign a value to it, trying to use it in a printf, or pass it to some other method, save it, it doesn't matter. Its scope is limited to these curly braces, and there we go. It's still saying that we are getting an error because there's a bunch of errors there, but it's essentially saying the fact that I does not exist here. So that's the issue right there. So that's variable scope. You can have even more granular variable scope within, let's say, curly braces, like a function's curly braces. So if, for example, if you remember, and this is the case not just for functions, for loops and anything, if I create a loop and I say int I equals 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, and I don't really need to print anything out, that doesn't matter. This was created in these parentheses, which technically, binds it to this scope, which is this curly braces. So if I try and put, I equals 5 here, and I'll give it a run, we get an error. It is undeclared. If, let's say, I create something directly within the curly braces, let's say int j equals 8, and I'll try and do j equals 7, for example, and I'll get rid of the I, save, run, same issue. It is not within the scope of these curly braces where this is stated, therefore it can't access it. So that's variable scope. Really simple to understand, but very important, and it'll probably trip you up as it has done many programmers before. But that's it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up on Discord. There's a link in the description. Check out the programming channels, post any questions that you have there, or just generally hang out. We're always a pretty cool community, and there's a link to the GitHub page in the description where you can get all the source code as well. So thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.